Shri Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Hare.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरव भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण dear devotees. So today is a Tuesday. It is 13th of August. It is Shravana Masa, Shridhara Masa, Shukla Paksham, and Navami Tithi. So there are no Vaishnava units in the calendar. We shall quickly move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Lord Brahma is speaking to Narada Muni about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the last session, so he was explaining about that Karnagata Sai Vishnu, and so from him, so he is the Vishuddham Kevalam Jnanam Pratyak Samyak Avatitam Satyam Purnam Anadhantam Nirgunam Nityam Advayam Vishay Vidanti Munayaha Prashanta Atmendriyasayaha Yada Tad Eva Asat Tarkaihi Tirodhiyeta Viplutam. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is completely pure and he is complete knowledge and he is all pervading and he is absolute truth and likewise Nirgunam Nityam Advayam eternal, so without any rivals. So if if people or the great sages who are completely purified from the senses, they only can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And anyone, if they are using their intelligence, arguments, in the tenable arguments, asat tarkaihi tirodhiyet viplutam, and the Lord will be disappeared from their sight. So one has to accept the knowledge from the scriptures as they are. So likewise, in that sequence, Brahma further saying, so that first incarnation or first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a first Purusha, Karnadak Sai Vishnu, he is the master of everything in the material cosmic manifestation. For the time and the material modes of nature and the cause and effect and the mind and material elements, Mahatattva and the exchanges between all of those material elements and the senses, and he is the source for even the Virata Purusha, and he is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu for the moving and non-moving, and he is the all supreme personality of Godhead. Likewise, Brahma is saying about the Karnataka Sai Vishnu. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto. Chapter 6 and verse number 42. So once again, this chapter name, whatever we are discussing, it is the Purusha Sukta confirmation. Abjo avataraha purushaha parasya kalaha subhavaha sad asad manasya dravyam vikaro guna indriyani virat swarat stastu charishnu bhumnaha. Abjo avataraha purushaha parasya of the Lord. Adyo Avataraha Purushaha, the first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Avataraha, our first incarnation. Adyo Avataraha Purushaha, this is Karnujaka Sai Vishnu. Parasya of the Supreme Lord. Parasya is the either Narayana or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is existing in the Vaikuntha Loka. Ajavtaraha Purushaha Parasya, and Kalaha Subhavaha. Kalaha is the time, and Subhavaha is the space, and Sat and Asat is the result and the cause, and Manasya, mind, and also Dravyam Vikaro. Dravyam is the elements, material ingredients. Vikaraha is generally, Vikara is the changes between the elements, and here also that is due to the material ego, Mahatattva. Vikaraha, Guna Indriyani, modes of nature, and the Indriyani senses. Virat is the complete whole body, that is Virata Rupa, who is all pervading, and Swarak is Garbhodakasaya Vishnu, Stashnu is immovable, and Cherishnu movable, and Bhumnaha of the Supreme Lord. So he is the master of all these things. Karnataka Vishnu. So likewise, Brahma is explaining about the Karnataka Vishnu. Abjo avataraha purushaha parasya kalaha subhavaha sad asad manasyam द्रव्यं विकारो गुण इंद्रियाणि विराट स्वराट स्थाश्नु चरिष्णु भूम्नः. The translation for this verse. So Karnadaksai Vishnu is the first incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and he is the master of eternal time, space, cause and effects, mind, the elements, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and non-moving. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request any unallocated devotees to read Malaki Mataji? Would you like to read the purport?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. That the material creation is not permanent has been discussed many times herein before. The material creation is but a temporary exhibition of the material energy of the Almighty God. This material manifestation is necessary to give a chance to the content soul who are unwilling to associate with the Lord in the relationship of loving transcendental service. Such unwilling conditional soul are not allowed to enter into the liberated life of spiritual exist because at heart they are not willing to serve. Instead, they want to enjoy themselves as imitation gods. The living entities are constitutionally internal servitor of the Lord, but some of them, because of misusing their independence, not to wish do not wish to serve. Therefore, they are allowed to enjoy the material nature, which is called a Maya or illusion. It is called illusion because the living being under the clutches of Maya are not factually injured, although they think that they are being illused by Maya. Such illused living entities are given a chance at the interval to rectify their perverted mentality of becoming false master of the material nature, and they are a imparted lesson from the Vedas about their internal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Vedis cha sarvaira aham eva vidya. So the temporary creation of the material manifestation is an exhibition of the material energy of the Lord. And to manage the whole, so the Supreme Lord incarnates himself as the Karana Karanarvayasi Vishnu, just as a magistrate in the departed by the government to manage affairs temporarily. This Karodakshai Vishnu causes the manifestation of material creation by looking over his material energy. Akisata. In the first volume of this book, we have already discussed to some extent the explanation of the verse Jagrehi Porusam Rupam. The duration of the illusory play of material creation is called the Kalpaha, and we have already discussed the creation taking place in Kalpaha after Kalpa by his incarnation and the activities of his potencies. The complete integrates of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, the gross and subtle elements and their interactional mode of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, and then the senses and their reservoir source, the Gingetic universal form as the second incarnation of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and all living being both moving and standing, which come out of the second incarnation, all become manifested. Ultimately, all these creative elements and the creation itself are but manifestation of the Supreme Lord potencies. Nothing is independent of the control of the Supreme Being. This first incarnation in the material creation, namely Karanarvasai Vishnu, is the plenary part of the original personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, described in the Brahma Samhita 5.48 as follows. य- यस्यैका निस्वस्तकलम् अथवा लभया जीवन्ति लम्हा विलज्जा जगदा आनन्दनतः विष्णुरमहंस इह यस्य या कलाविशोऽस्यो गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तम् अहं भजामि. All the innumerable universes are maintained only during the breathing period of Mahavishnu of Karanara Vishnu, who is only a plenary part of Govinda, the original personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Baba.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very nicely read. Okay. So here in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining about the first expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the first Purusha, Karanarnava Sai Vishnu or Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. So causal ocean, who lies in the causal ocean. And here this material creation is but a temporary exhibition of the material energy. And material energy of the Almighty, like Almighty God. This material manifest is necessary to give a chance for the conditioned souls. This is only for the desire of the living entities, not the desire of the Lord. So this is Naitad Bhatadesha Padam Tavechitam Yan Maya Naha Tanuse Bhota Sukshmam Anugrahaya Astu Api Yedhi Maya Lasat Tulasya Bhagan Vilakshitaham Naitad Tada. So this is na etad batadesha padam taveksam. This is not the desire of the Lord to create the universe uh, for his purpose. It is for the conditioned souls. Give a chance to the conditioned souls who are unwilling to associate with the Lord in the relationship of loving transcendental service. So these unwilling conditioned souls are not allowed to enter into the liberated life of spiritual existence because at heart they are not willing to serve. Instead, they want to enjoy themselves as imitation gods. So this is the way when we have got children, when they keep growing and they also wanted to try to do something independently. So then what father does, so he says that, okay, you have got independence, you want to do by yourself. Okay, then this is your place and you can do whatever you want. So that is the thing. If the son desires to serve the father, then he doesn't have to leave the home, his original home, where he has taken birth. He could stay with mother, father, all the relatives. That is the simply service mode. If he has got a desire to enjoy himself separately, then he has to leave away from the home. So in our Vedic tradition, we always live within the same family. It is combined family. If a person is living out of the home for any different purpose, he has to struggle for his existence. It doesn't matter if father is rich or poor, but he can manage and maintain his sons at any point of time. Even though he is poor, he will maintain. So here the living entities are continuously eternal servitors of the Lord. So like children, they're the children of the God, father and mother all the time. It doesn't matter how big they are, how even if they are 80 years, 90 years old, if their father and mother are 120 years old or 130 years old, but still they're children of them. It is not that their body has grown. They're always children of the Lord. Here, Krishna is the um, Adi Purusha, and we are all children of Krishna. So, because of misusing their independence, do not wish to serve, therefore, they are allowed to enjoy the material nature, which is called Maya or illusion. So, this is the nature we all living entities. They suffer once they leave home. They always feel the separation. But occasionally, once in a year, once in a 2 years, they will go and see the parents and family and then say hello, bye in a 1 or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and then return back and always contemplating, oh, we are missing. It is the desire. So, and here, whatever we are experiencing this, the cold and heat, these are all the temporary things, pain and pleasures. And so this is, they think that they are being, although they think that they are enjoying and factually enjoys, but they are not. So they are being illusioned by Maya. Such illusion living entities are given a chance at intervals to rectify their perverted mentality of becoming false masters of the material nature. So this is also we can experience that though we are experiencing separation from the parents and we think that we are enjoying in a different country with again we expanding our wife and children as a further in a different place, but it is illusion. It is the false masters of one is always going through struggles here also. It is not a new thing from the birthplace or our home wherever we belong to. So likewise, we are belonging to the spiritual world, not to the material world. Here we are struggling here. And important lessons from the Vedas about their eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Vedas sarve ahameva vedyaha. So he is the only person to be known by all the Vedas. And so in our scriptures, the Father is always to be respected, and his instructions, he is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one is following the instruction of the Father, then he is in the perfect path. And to manage the whole show, the Supreme Lord incarnates himself as the Karana Sai Vishnu. Arnava is the ocean. Karana is the causal. Karana causal ocean, and Sai is the where the Lord is lying. Karnarnava Sai Vishnu, just as the magistrate is deputed by government to manage affairs temporarily. So, and here, Karnadak Sai Vishnu, Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, and Kshirodak Sai Vishnu, they are in the material world for this material management, material universe management. And as in his original form, Narayana and Krishna, they are in the Goloka and Vaikuntha Lokas. And this Karnanava Sai Vishnu causes the manifestation of material creation by looking over his material energy, Sa Aikshata, by glancing. This is the Sa Aikshata, by glancing over the nature. This is the Jagurihe Paurusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadivihi Sambhotam Sodasakalam Adu Lokasisrukshaya Sambhotam Sodasakalam. Shodasakalam is the 16 principles. The five material ingredients, five tanmatras, five senses, plus one mind. So these are 16 elements. So Jagurihe Paurusham Rupam Bhagavan Mahadadivihi, starting from the Mahatattva. Sambhotam Sodasakalam Ado Lokasisrukshaya, for the creation of this material cosmic manifestation. So the duration of the illusory play of material creation is called kalpa, and we have already discussed the creation taking place in the kalpa after kalpa. This is generally Brahma's one day is kalpa. And here Garbhodak Sai Vishnu, everything will rest in the Garbhodak Sai Vishnu during the night of Brahma. So by his incarnation and activities of his potencies, the complete ingredients of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, the gauss, and subtle elements and their interactional modes of nature. And goodness, passion, ignorance, and the senses and their reservoir of reservoir source, the gigantic universe. So these are all the expansions of Karnodaka Sai Vishnu. He is the master of all these things. And Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is the gigantic personality within the universe. And ultimately, these creative elements and creation itself are the manifestation of the Supreme Lord's potencies. Nothing is independent of the control of the Supreme. So he is the Swarat, independent, and everything is rests on him. Swarat starts to Krishna Bhumnaha, including movable and non-movable elements. So this is that. So explaining all the opulences of the or energies of the Lord as a Karnadak Sai Vishnu is the master. That Karnadak Sai Vishnu is the plenary part of the original personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. दिस्वा अथवा बहुनैतेन किं ज्ञातेन तवार्जुन विष्टभ्याहमिदं कृष्णं एकांशेन स्थितो जगत्. That Ekamsha is the Karnataka Sai Vishnu. Ekamshena Sthito Jagat. Jagat is complete. All the universes coming from the Karnataka Sai Vishnu, the material universes. That Karnataka Sai Vishnu is the uh, one Amsha, Eka Amsha. And here also that is also confirmed in the Brahma Samhita is the that Yasya Kala Vishesho. That Karnataka Sai Vishnu is the Kala Vishesho. यस्यैकनिस्वसितकालं तावलम्भ्य जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डनादाः विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. जीवन्ति लोमविलजा. So he Jagadandhanadaha. So it is a very beautiful thing. So in a Yasekanisvasita, by in his one breath, kalam, within that breathing time, Atavalambhya, Jivantiloma Villaja, Jagadandhanadaha. So many universes come and are going out of uh, his bodily force. That Vishnu Mahan Sai Yasya Kala Vishesho. That Karnaduk Sai Vishnu is the Kala Vishesho of the Yasya, that Krishna. That who is that? Govinda Madi Purusham. And to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my obeisances. I do my bhajans. Tamaham bhajami. So likewise, Prabhupada is explaining in this purport and Brahma is explaining to Narada Muni. That is Adya Avataraha Purushaha Parasya Kalaha Subhavaha Sad Asad Manashyam Dravyam Vikaro Guna Indriyani Virat Swarat Stashnu Cherishnu Bhumnaha. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. We shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is letter to Balimadana, March 26th, 1970, Los Angeles. Can I request any unallocated devotee to read this small letter? To
Shall I read, Prabhu?
yes, Prabhuji.
My dear Bali Mardana, please accept my blessing. I beg to acknowledge received your letter dated 21st of March 1970, and I am so pleased to learn that your university meeting was very successful. It is very enlightening to learn that hundreds were signing and dancing. A similar experience I had when we met in Ohio State University along with Ginsburg. I think you have already read the news in our BTG, and similar experiences are being gathered by Kirtananda Maharaj and Rupanaga Das Adhikari because they are now moving in different college and universities and getting good responses. I take it for granted that you are one of the selected devotees of Lord Chaitanya, and therefore from within your heart he has inspired you to go to such a distant place, leaving your parents and home just to satisfy Krishna. This is a great transcendental adventure. Try your best, and I am sure you will be successful. Formerly, your forefathers, many European and American gentlemen, were courageous to go outside their country for colonizations, and Australia is vivid example of such adventure. How by grace of Krishna yourself and Upendra, the descendant of your adventure forefathers, have gone there with a great mission and try to execute it in your best capacity. Krishna will certainly help you. The only thing we require for this purpose is to remain in our spiritual strength by chanting regularly and following the rules and regulations. I am sure you are already strict on this point, and still it is my duty to remind it for your steady strength. Just try to convince the younger section about the importance of this movement, and how this one single ventures can solve all the problems of the world. Krishna consciousness is not dry. It includes all varieties of human cultivations of knowledge. We can give direction in politics, in sociology, in religion, in philosophy, in art, in music, in um, aesthetics, and so on, and in whatnot. It is complete. Simply, we have to administer this novel idea to the people in general very magnificently. The program is already there, and it is very simple. I wish that you established at least 10 centers in Australia or in the adjoining islands. That is my desire. I shall always pray, as I am duty bound, for your long life and prosperity in Krishna consciousness. Gargamuni has informed me yesterday that he has not yet received the $1,100 sent by Upendra. You will be pleased to know that somehow or other today we have paid 50,000 down payment for the purchasing church properties at 225,000. The pictures of the church are enclosed herewith. So gradually Krishna is giving us all kinds of possible facilities, and if we work sincerely, Krishna will supply all our needs. There is no doubt about it. This is a good chance for sending some devotees from England. I have already written Mukunda, and I shall remind him at the next opportunity. Hope you will meet in good health. Your ever Volusia, S. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway points, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, 2, 3 takeaway points. First takeaway point is Prabhu, as Srila Prabhupada is saying, that Krishna consciousness is complete. It can answer any and every question in material life or spiritual life. Number one. Number two, he desired that Lord Chaitanya, as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wishes, we should spread as many Krishna consciousness centered in every corner of the world. And third takeaway point is, Prabhu, we should always try to pass the Krishna consciousness to the younger generation. Always, this is very important point from the Srila Prabhupada letter. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any other points of the devotees you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. It is always ecstatic and many devotees are attracted, even the new people. So like Prabhupada is explaining, and glad to learn the hundreds who are singing and dancing and joining the Hare Krishna movement. This is everyone's experience. So and encouraging Prabhupada here. And Balimadana and also instructing wherever you go, you establish at least 10 centers in the Australia. So that is Prabhupada's desire. And so similarly, Prabhupada was giving instructions to each and everyone. So it is personal. Everyone, one has to take it as a personal. One has to do it. Okay, that is my takeaway point from here. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening, we have got our preaching session. So we haven't got speakers today. So I shall be speaking on the sufferings of the baby in the womb of a mother. That is the topic today evening at 8 p.m. And dear devotees, if you are happy to speak, anyone would like to volunteer tonight, I'm happy to allocate you for tonight as well. Okay, so that is from the announcements point of view. And the devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, so if there are no further updates, we shall conclude and continue with the further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन।
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।